Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. In our today's lecture, we are going to learn about the concept flooding. So this technique requires no network information and a packet is sent by a source node to all its adjacent nodes. So suppose there are 5 routers connected in the networks and one first router wants to send the packets to the networks, then it send to each and every node in the networks. So in our distance routing vector algorithm, we have seen that the information is only sent in the neighbor's router, but via the flooding technique we can send the packets in the whole networks. So at each node, every incoming packet is retransmitted on every outgoing link except the link that is arrived from. So suppose this is one network. So suppose the packet is received from router number 2. So and there are 5 routers connected in the network. So router 1, 3, 4 and 5 has received the packets and it is not signed to the router 2 because it is arrived from that router. So when flooding generates a large numbers of duplicate packets, because if it is possible that router 3 is connected with router 2 and router 5, so it is possible that router 2 also sends the packets to router 3 and router 4 is also sends packets to router 3. So that is how it may possible to get the duplicate packets at router. One way to prevent this is for each node to remember the identifier of those packets it has already sent, and when duplicate packets arrive, they are discarded. We can prevent this situation by remembering the packets at each router. So when packet is arrive at that node, so based on the previous information, if packet is duplicated, then we can discard that packet. So one such measure is to have a hop counter contained in the header of each packet, which is decremented at each hop. So that at each and every router we need one counter, and will decrement when one packet is received. So that is how we can handle this situation. So when the count reaches to the 0, the packet is discarded, the counter set to maximum value. So when the counter value becomes 0, so now the packet is again received at that node. So at that time the counter value is become 0. So that is where the packet is discarded from the network. So that is how the flooding is works. And there is another type of flooding which is a selective flooding. In the flooding we have seen that each and every packet is sent to each and every node in the network. Yes. So but in the selective flooding, the routers do not retransmit each and every incoming packets to all the links, but only on those links that are in the right direction. So that is why it is called the selective flooding. There is some disadvantages and advantages are, because we are transmitting packets at each and every node in the networks, and it also possible that multiple duplicate packet is received at each and every node. So one disadvantage is heavy traffic in the network. So congestion is created also, so it requires a large bandwidth. And the advantages are flooding is that it is a highly robust. This property finds application in military network that is subjected to extensive damage, and in a distributed database application where it is necessary to update the database concurrently. So it is used when some type of military networks in which the information needs to be sent at each and every node, each and every person. So at that time we'll use the flooding. So the information is reached to each and every point. Same as in the database, if we need each and every tables in the database from one point, so at that time flooding is also useful technique. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of flooding. So in short, flooding means we are start sending a packet from one node, and then it reaches to the second routers in the network. That router is again send the packet to that their connected routers, and that is how the information, the packets reaches to each and every node in the network. So that is how the flooding is work. So that's it. Thank you so much for listening.